everyone. Welcome to the First Down Magazine podcast. I'm your host,
Welcome.
Jamal. My co-host here, Davide. Brother, how you doing, man?
I'm all right. Very excited. Let's get going.
Let's get going. We're about to dive into a topic that is kicking off this week. The Central European League. It's funny because I want to say European League of Football, but the Central European Football League is kicking off this week. And we got a lot of good games, a lot of matchups, we want to talk about and kind of see. And I have some favoritism as my team, the calandabroncos, shouts them, are playing the Copenhagen-Towers. And let's dive into that just a little bit real quick.
I do too. There is an Italian team playing, so.
Hey, we got some skin in the game. We got some skin in the game. Well, so before we get into all that, the reason why Copenhagen is actually in the tournament this year is because the Budapest Wolves actually were originally supposed to be in.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened, but they got replaced by the Copenhagen Towers, and now my calandabroncos have to play them. But we got a lot of good matchups, and as you see on the screen right here, there's a couple teams from multiple different countries. Obviously, we got Sweden, Copenhagen, France, Italy, Austria. Obviously,
Switzerland.
So there are a lot of good teams and some of the top teams in the league. I'm gonna pull up the matchups on the screen, but Davide, what's some of the matchups you're looking to watch this weekend?
Yeah, so I gotta go watch the Guelphi game, but I'm biased, so I don't think it's gonna be a close game. I hope they don't underestimate the other team, but this is a team that is 4-1 in the IFL. I'm expecting them to do damage and move on to the next stage. What about you? What do you think about the calandabroncos game?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say first things first. Obviously, I got a little bit of a bias, and I'm rooting for for my calandabroncos.
Yeah.
But when we look at the matchups here, they're not playing Budapest, they're playing Copenhagen, which Copenhagen has always showed to be a real good team in Denmark, a real solid foundation. There's been talks, obviously, can they make the jump, and obviously to any other big leagues. They're coming down to Switzerland, coming to core, play the calandabroncos, who had a little bit of almost a trap game last week versus Basel. Came out first half, played well. Second half, game got a little bit too close for my liking. I'm sure for Coach Buff's liking as well. But were those guys looking forward to this game? Maybe so, but they're going to get the full attention of the calandabroncos in Copenhagen. So obviously that's the game I'm looking forward to. Another good game, that I think is on here. Obviously you mentioned, Guelphi, they're playing Graz. Graz is a solid team. Obviously they got a former Milano coach on there, right?
Graz is moving quick this year in the AFL. They're 4-0. They're just winning. So I don't know. That's a scary team. I talked about Graz with Connor as well. Connor Miller, as you know, he played at Graz, and he has a place in his heart for Graz. And he's saying he's expecting big things from Graz this year.
I mean,
the last matchup is the Mean Machines against the Titans. My opinion is this is the tightest matchup there is out of these four. It's probably the most exciting game to watch for a neutral viewer. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Someone who doesn't really have much skin in the game, and obviously, a lot of people are always wondering, are we gonna get a team from London, Great Britain, or however you want to say it? Are we gonna get a team from that part of Europe to join in on the CEFL, join in on the ELF, have some type of play in that capacity? Well, they're gonna get Stockholm. Stockholm is a solid team. Obviously, you're playing in the Syrian 8, and there's some good football up north. And when you look at other leagues and you look at other teams and they get European talent, they get them from like the Finlands and the Swedens and the Denmarks. Those guys usually ball. So now you look at a team like Stockholm and going up against the Titans, that's going to be interesting. And just looking at this first round matchup, we didn't even get to the second round where you have a team like the Flash, a team like the Black Panthers, like the Parma Panthers, the Daniel Dragons who won the Austrian championship. Like this is gonna be a tough slate for all the winners that even move on to the second round.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm very excited to see the Manchester Titans play. Before we even move on to the second rounds, of course, that's gonna be crazy because there is so many good teams waiting, just having this bye week this week. That is gonna be tough to beat. They're all top teams in their leagues. The Titans, you gotta know, the Titans are reigning champions of the BAFA uh, Premiership or something, the top division in England. So, I mean, of course, Sweden has such a good level of football. The physicality that just being from Sweden is like you're huge and you're hitting, you know?
Yeah.
But the Titans are a good team coming out of a win as well, I think. Pretty sure they started 1-0, or I don't know if it was a friendly game, but they just won a big game. And yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do against the Swedish team.
Yeah, and let me ask you this. When you look at those second round teams, who's going to be the toughest team to face in the second round?
Oof.
You got an Italian
in
champion.
My opinion,
you got a Austrian champion. Who won the French league last year? Do we know?
Black Panthers.
You got a French champion.
Yeah.
So just looking at that matchup or those potential matchups, who's going to be the toughest team to face?
You got champions from Austria, Italy, and France, and you got the reigning champion of the CEFL, of course, Flash from last year.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the Flash and the Dragons are going to be the toughest teams. Because Flash is just always tough. Flash just got so much
another Connor Miller
culture in there. Yeah, another Connor Miller team, of course. Connor said that this year's quarterback for the Flash is a guy that he knows and he's played a while with. And he's saying this quarterback is better than Connor Miller. And that's words from Connor himself. So, I don't know. I'm expecting big teams from the Flash. And the Dragons is just a scary team.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but since they went back from the Vienna Dragons to the Danube Dragons, they went back and they changed the logo and stuff like last year.
They had a rebrand.
It's been different. Like they have been so scary, and they're a team to beat for sure.
Yeah, I think the Dragons are probably maybe the toughest. Not to sleep on any of the Panthers. Not to sleep on any of them. I think the Dragons might be one of the toughest. But I'm excited because when you look at like leagues like the CEFL, like the ELF, and what these leagues are doing, we're bringing like some of the top talent in. You're getting the best quality of football in Europe, and I think that's what the game needs, and I think that's what we need, as a community that watches European football to help grow and stuff like that. So I'm definitely excited. Shout out to the Calandabroncos. Let's go, baby. Let's get this dub. Let's get this dub versus Copenhagen. So we'll see how everything pans out.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. So your Italian team, Guelfi, they get the win this week?
Man, I think they just walk over the what's the name? Hold on. Belgrade. Yeah. I think they're getting trashed on. The Guelfi are a good team, and especially running. Like if you can't stop the rush, they are having 400 yards rushing as a team and just putting up 5-6 touchdowns or something like that.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Might be some fireworks this weekend. So shout out to those teams.